That was just said moments ago there in McAllen, Texas, border town. Isabel ICE Detention Center is where a group of representatives just finished visiting. You're looking at live pictures on the left-hand side. Jackie Spear, one of the organizers there from California, representative. Let's now bring in Karen Bass, also a Congress member from the same state as Jackie Spear. And as you know, Representative, this delegation is down there for the day. They have a full schedule. You were listening to what was said. There was also the commentary made, and this is the piece of news, right, because getting eyes inside those detention centers is so important. And what was being said by the representatives there is that they saw a group of girls that were huddled under those Mylar blankets still on this morning. It's 11:23 there on this day. What are you hearing, Representative, in Southern California, where there are also shelters that are assisting with children, both boys and girls?
Well, just the same type of outrage. So people in Los Angeles are very concerned. There's apparently over 100 children in the LA area, and we're looking to see where they are housed now and what conditions that they're in. But my real fear of all of this is that there is absolutely nothing in place to reunite these parents with their children, and I believe that many of these parents and children might never be reunited. If the parents are deported to Central America and the children are sent all over the United States, please tell me how a parent is supposed to find their child. I'm introducing legislation on Monday to absolutely require the federal government to reunite the parents, to establish a database to make sure that parental rights aren't terminated. We already cannot house the number of children in our foster care system who need to be there because of abuse. And now you're going to put children there for political reasons. This is really a tragedy. This moment will be remembered in history.
And Representative, this tale, if you will, of two cities, we heard from, as I just was mentioning, the rough conditions, bad conditions, at least according to what Congressman Himes was saying about the Mylar blankets and the groups of girls in terms of heaps, is the way he described it, or mounds. There's also what I'm reading from your paper from Southern California, the LA Times, saying and reporting here of one of the groups and NGOs on the ground saying, believe me, these kids are way better off here being cared for than probably any other place in the U.S. And her organization, this is Lindsay Tokolowski, Executive Director of Immigrant Defenders Law Center, saying this on Facebook. Another, she's saying that she has seen good conditions as well out of Southern California.
Let me just tell you very clearly, because this is an issue that I spend a majority of my time working on in Congress. When you remove a child from their parent, even if you should, because that parent is abusive, research is very clear. The trauma experienced by that child will be there for years. So it is wonderful that the conditions are better and they're not in cages and they're not sleeping on the floor. But make no mistake about this. These kids, and you and I know, were removed for political reasons. So to inflict trauma on a child that child is going to experience for how knows who long, and how long that will be, and then to have no end in sight in terms of when those children will be reunited with their parents is still a tragedy. So we don't, I mean, it's great they're in good conditions, but that is just not enough.
You know, Representative, I want to go to this from Florida Congresswoman Frederica Wilson. Sure. One of your colleagues here asking, where are the girls? Why do you think the Trump administration has, when you look at this, not provided at this moment information on teenage girls being held? We're just getting a glimpse just a moment ago in terms of what they're going through there in McAllen, a group of girls there.
I think they're not showing it because they know that this is egregious. But let me just ask, where are the toddlers? You know that many of these people have been told to not pick up the children. What kind of conditions are the toddlers in? Do you have 10, 20 babies on the floor? How many adults are watching them? They can't pick them up. You've heard the audio of the crying. So I would add, where are the toddlers to where are the girls? You
know, as you look to try to help to put together solutions to assist during this crisis, the complexity of the problem, which you know so well being part of government, is quite large. The number of agencies involved in immigration specifically, and I can just read what is almost a group of 10. I won't read all of them to you, but you know them well. USCIS, CIS. We also have, of course, the DHS. We also have the Department of State. We have the Department of Labor. We have the Selective Service, Social Security Administration, Department of Health and Human Services, Department of Justice, the Internal Revenue Service also. And, well, I did read them all. And when you put those all together, when we look at immigration, the complexity, what are you hearing in terms of how all of our organizations are resounding, are resilient in this case right now to try to implement now, which is reunification?
Well, you've hit on the essence of the problem. This is absolute chaos. This was a policy that was done without much thought, without much planning. And so, for example, when the kids and the parents are separated, what kind of identification, what kind of paperwork is given to the parents? So you've hit on the problem. You have multiple agencies. You have agencies that have completely different policies. You have agencies that are not communicating with each other. And you have an administration that has given directives that contradict each other. So what you have just described by listing all those agencies is the essence of the chaos emanating from the president.
Thank you for your time. Certainly Representative Karen Bass there from Southern California, and it's certainly one of those states, parts of the California that deals with immigration and migrants in this storyline today. Thank you, and have a very good Saturday.
You too.
All right.